Hi everyone, welcome back to the Female Thrive podcast, episode 7, Cultivate a Soft Life in Your Feminine Energy when it comes to healing, dating, and creating habits. So I will talk with you about a topic that concerns many women who have lost touch with their soft life. The main question is, how can you cultivate a soft life within your feminine energy? And I want to talk about this because one of my beautiful audience asked if having the ability to be content with your life is driven by social or biological circumstances. The thing is that women who are content and enjoying their lives are in their feminine energy. And if you are more in your masculine energy because you have to perform a lot of acts of service in the past, and it can be due to your upbringing, then this is caused by your social circumstance. Now, first things first, what is feminine energy? Feminine energy is all about self-love and self-care. You love yourself, that you choose yourself in every single situation, so you don't have to deal with low-valued experiences. And I'm speaking about relationships, workplaces, people who just want to take advantage of you without returning anything. Okay. Feminine energy is all about receiving and releasing control. You are aware of your feelings and you stay true to them. You are living a soft life and you prioritize fulfillment over productivity. You also have a great intuition that you can trust. You are creative. You are receptive to new ideas. In your feminine energy, you set strong boundaries and you honor them, and you know that they are non-negotiable, whoever is standing in front of you. So we often talk about what feminine energy is about, but rarely about why feminine energy is so hard to cultivate for the majority of women. So we need to have a look into where feminine energy even starts, and it all starts with your inner child. The definition of inner child is a person's supposed original or true self, especially when regarded as concealed in adulthood. You see, as feminism has arisen in the past 100 years, girls often grow up in a place where being openly feminine is looked down upon. And this is what makes them feel pushed away from traditional roles that women used to take on. For many women, whether it's because of personal experiences or what they learn from the world around them, I see there is a common struggle to fully embrace their feminine side. If you are wounded feminine, you need to know that it could stem either from one momentary but hurtful experience, like for example, you have been badly treated in your relationship, maybe your partner has been abusive to you or cheated on you, or it could be after a long-term experience, like a rough childhood, such as growing up without a father, or when your mother has demanded a lot from you since a young age, okay? It is like when you have that little girl inside of you and you feel hurt over and over again. So what happens is that you bring out a protective side, kind of like what makes the male want to be a protector, like a protective father, a brother, or partner that just wants to keep you safe. So you slowly becoming all of this just to protect yourself. Now, those things, they don't come necessarily from only bad experiences, you know. A girl might feel her feminine energy is blocked because of cultural programming. And unfortunately, we do not live in a world that does appreciates femininity, especially in the Western world. And as I said, as feminism has become popular over the last century, young girls are already entering a world that shames the expression of feminine energy and discourages them from embracing the role of a woman. Now, when you have experienced all of those things in the past, be it from your family, be it from the society, you could become a wounded feminine. So a wounded feminine is someone who possesses the traits of being a people pleaser, someone who is seeking external validation, who is needy because she's insecure, someone who is withholding emotions or overly emotional. You can become manipulated by it. And someone who is wounded in her feminine is also judgmental, envious. She struggles to receive and let go of control, and she neglects self-care and is inauthentic because she has not that self-love within her. Now, a healed feminine on the other side is someone who has this lucky girl syndrome. She's appreciative about life and she feels she's lucky whatever she's facing. She's peaceful. She's not easily triggered. She expresses creativity. She is able to express authentically and communicate, and she makes sure that she always communicate her boundaries and needs because she knows that she's also emotionally balanced, she's very cooperative, and she has high standard for people. And lastly, because all of this, she's also authentic from the inside out. Now, regardless of whether it was from a personal experience or cultural programming, the result for most women is the same. There is a struggle to embrace feminine energy. Now, what can we do about it? First things first, you need to process the past. Understand and accept the past to heal. Now, when you heal, you let your feminine energy thrive in positivity, and this leads to more inner security for yourself. And if you have been growing up, let's say in a household where, for example, your father was not much around and you know it has affected you to the present, then you need to fully accept your past as it is, even when it hurts you. And see it from the perspective of where it has brought you, okay? Maybe you become more compassionate with people and understand the feelings better because of what you have been through. And maybe you even are more cautious about people and their behaviors because you understand their motives better. Now, you must also release any hate or bitterness you have, because bitterness harms your feminine energy. When you are bitter, you are continuously defensive and aggressive. Do not let the experience you have suffered turn you into a person you don't want to be. If you, for example, happen to have bad experiences with men, never punish yourself for it or regret it, because blaming yourself will put you in a cycle of distrust of your own decisions, okay? So just tell yourself, oops, I did something, this can happen, I did a mistake, move on. Not only does it save you time, but you get yourself out of this lower frequency, and you don't want to keep attracting those types of men when you are in the state. So remember, stopping yourself from blaming yourself, but also blaming others, is incredibly powerful. Just simply acknowledge the reality of the past and just acknowledge how each person involved in your life contributed to the situation. Never ever look at yourself as a victim, otherwise you will manifest this into the reality. And trust me, you don't want it, okay? You need to understand that every one of us on this earth is here for the first time. Even your parents, your grandparents, we all are learning. Everyone makes mistakes, because here is the sad truth. If you do not understand and try to relate to people, because hurt people. Now, knowing that you have been hurt, you need to start to redirect your energy to something that is positive and possible. You need to understand you are the hero of your own life. You are your own author. Life is not happening to you, but it is happening for you. Everything happens for a reason. God or the universe, whatever you believe in, will put you through tests. This means for you to grow, to be better, to be more resilient, is because God trusted that you have a mission on earth. To fulfill this mission, you had to go through what you went through. If something horrible happened to you, you need to stand up, because you have infinite power within you to fix what has caused you the wounds. And you just need to realize this, and you need to believe in it, because everything is already there. Now, as a practical exercise, write down the experiences that have had hurt you in the past. Journal it. Sit down when the feelings are coming up. Do not try to change or suppress them. Allow yourself to feel and accept everything and be aware of how you feel, so you can switch your frequency. Check in with your emotions. Don't shame yourself for emotional expression. To express your emotion is a vulnerable and a genuine way, and it's even healthy for your feminine energy. Write them down. If you have unresolved things going on, then talk with the person who is involved. You must start with the sentence of, I feel because. So, I feel because last time this event has been like this and la-di-da-di-da-di-da. Redirect the energy to you instead of blaming someone. Saying how you feel makes the person understand you better and they won't get easily defensive. The next point is to embrace and take advantage of your feminine energy. Understand that men and women are not the same. What's worse is to believe that women should compete with men. Believing that men and women are the same causes more harm than good, okay? Men and women are not designed with equal qualities. But neither is more important than the other. Women are needed. Men are needed. Men need women. Women need men. Otherwise, we wouldn't have men and women. Otherwise, we would just have only women or only men. So when we bring our differences together, we create the perfect team that empowers all of us. And when we speak about those typical gender roles, I know some people are okay for the man to provide for them. There is nothing wrong with it. What I see is that most women are feeling judged to even express it or to say it or to share it with their friends or family. Why? Because people might say they lack ambition or they are too dependent. They might be not competent enough. And this is what makes girls who are growing up not want to be perceived as weak or unable to receive in their feminine role. Understand that traditional values are attacked, okay? And because it's attacked, it makes it harder for a girl in the Western world to develop into a feminine woman, unless she is lucky to be raised in a family that holds traditional values. Here's the thing. You might think that you are doing great with your hustling, busy life. You do not need to be in touch with your feminine energy. And yes, women who embody the masculine role will be socially applauded. And this feeds their ego. This will feel mentally good and empowering them for some years. But soon, trust me, many women will realize that the weight of masculine expression becomes a heavy burden just to fit into the society's narrative. Why am I telling you this? I've been through it. I've seen other women in my circle going through it. And I see it from statistics. Women who are doing their jobs, 90% of them, they are not even happy with what they do. So understand that femininity is a power as well. It means you can have the power without being in this decision-making mind, having this go-getter mentality, being aggressive 24/7. Now let's clarify what's even the definition of power. Power is 1, the ability to act or produce an effect, and 2, the capacity or ability to direct or influence the behavior of others or the course of events. You see, in the masculine world, you can achieve the 2 statements by showing aggression, dominance, or physical strength. Feminine expression can achieve the same outcome as well. A woman in her femininity has a greater understanding of nonverbal communication and has more influence than a woman who relies on raw, direct masculine communication. So you can see it as in a way that women, they are seeding the idea into a person's mind. And they kind of allow that seed to slowly bloom into the result that they desire. And then they can also indirectly encourage people to do what they want while the person is still happy and excited about the idea of doing it. Some people call it manipulative. I call it strategic and friendly. The best part is that the person may even feel at the end of the day that the idea was not even from someone else, but it was their own idea. And this is where you have the best result of getting what you want. So when you are embodying your feminine energy, you are becoming magnetic. A feminine woman's presence is so valuable that it inspires people to give her value in return. I repeat it again to you. A feminine woman's presence is so valuable that it inspires people to want to give her value in return. All she has to do is ask for what she wants, and most of the time you don't even need to ask for what you want because people are just doing it by their own will. So think about it. What is more powerful, to get a person willingly to do what you want or push the person to do it for you? You see, femininity is just as powerful as masculinity, but used in different ways. Another way how you can get more in touch with your soft life is gratitude. Gratitude is a state of practicing receptiveness, so you can enjoy life as it is. You focus on what is possible and positive. You will start to create an internal world of positivity, and this helps your feminine energy to flow. It is not enough to say that you enjoy life, okay? But you also have to have the habit of pinpointing the small things you are grateful for. So get yourself a journal, write every day 3 things down you are grateful for, even when the things are not in your life yet. What you need to do is that you need to operate from an abundance, from this having energy, instead of from a lack of mentality. So instead of you say, I want a house, say, thank you for this house. And it's not there yet. And it sounds delusional, but this is how you create that energy of this having energy. And this is also how you attract things faster in your life. But start small, okay? So instead of saying, I am grateful to have a car, you need to start with, I am grateful for having a career that pays me good money. And as a next step, when this thing has been fulfilled, you can write down, I'm grateful for having a car, okay? Another example is, instead of saying, I'm grateful for having a providing husband, you are grateful that you are a healed feminine to attract the right person in your life. My next point is about receiving. Receiving sounds simple, but so many women have troubles with receiving. And what blocks women from receiving is a lack of self-worth. The value of a woman is innate, as I told you before. And that is why you see women tend to attract gifts. They attract favors. They get assistance from the external world much more than men. When you know your value and you know that this value is automatically assigned to you, then you feel it is natural to receive value back from the world. It feels kind of like an equal exchange, if you know what I mean. So when the world and the man offer you value, be thankful and take it. If you would question it, it's like as if you would question yourself. Now, when someone compliments you, accept it. Never downplaying it. When someone is telling you, hey, you look pretty today, say thank you. Instead of saying, oh no, I don't feel that pretty today because I don't know if I have gained some weight, blah-de-da-de-da. Okay? When a man offers to help you in a reasonable situation, then accept it. Believe me, one of the best things about being a woman is that people are willing to assist you anytime. So don't shy away to ask for help. Take it as your advantage. Many men and many women are afraid, like the entire humanity nowadays is afraid to ask for help because they feel less worthy if they admit that they may not be enough to complete a task themselves. And think about how much further you could get if you have someone who assists you. And you know what? If you ask for help, you see the power of teamwork. You drop your ego because the ego is doing more harm than taking you further in most cases anyway. So just accept, for example, your man in leadership. So you can allow him to take more responsibilities. Allow him to take control of the date so you can let go and relax because you deserve it. And get that assistance at work so you are not stressed all the time. So my next point is be selective about what and who you allow to have access to you. This includes people, partners, the content or products you consume. Pay attention to only giving your energy to things and people who return positive value back to you. Being selective with these assets enhances your nurturing side. Why? Because if you keep giving out energy without return on investment, you will drain yourself over the long run. And consequently, there is less for you to give back to the world. So, what do? Put an end to pleasing people all the time. Ask yourself these questions. Do you value other people's thoughts over your own? Is it uncomfortable to set healthy priorities? Do you always prioritize other people's fulfillment over yours? Are you constantly going hard for others and not for yourself? Take time for yourself. Nowadays, many coaches are heavily focusing on independence, being in the go mode and hustling 24/7. And I respect people who can make things happen. However, the feminine state is not just about doing. If you are competitive all the time, you are very likely to drain yourself and you will feel easily stressed and constantly pressured to perform. Now, relaxation is important for letting this all go away, adding balance back into your world. Take some time for yourself where you can do nothing and just be, or you can do things that brings pure enjoyment. Don't feel the need to always have to do something or need to do something just so you feel productive. If you have a lot of masculine traits due to your job, then you need the balance. You need to balance them out by doing after work something for 1 hour that feels good for you, so you can be more balanced with your feminine energy. Do something creative. We women, we are creative spiritual beings. We are creators. We are giving birth. We are giving life. When you are in your creative state, you do it as you feel. You choose a fun activity where you don't attach an outcome to it. Something where you feel at ease, where time flies, where you are more in tune with your feelings instead of your thinking mind. Do your paintings, go to the gym, not just for having this perfect shape of your body, but also to socialize with people, dance freely, do some creative writing, whatever comes into your mind. And here's the crucial difference between men and women. Women need to feel good to do good, whereas men need to do good to feel good. Okay? Understand it, memorize it, and I will repeat it again for you. Women need to feel good to do good, and men need to do good to feel good. Now, in your soft girl life, you need to understand that healing your feminine energy brings a sense of inner freedom. Most importantly, you can let go. You can let go of things that don't serve you. Letting go of your fear, letting go of control, letting go of toxic environment. Also understand that being in touch with your feminine energy is a journey. It doesn't happen from one day to another. Some people might take 6 months, some people might take a year, some people might take even 2 years. So be aware what makes you feel better in your life and change those things, okay, that are making you feel unease. Write those things down so you can have a better overview and you can slowly work towards each of the things you want to change. You will start attracting what you want. Trust me, men will begin to treat you differently, and the quality of men you will attract will change. And even the man you become attracted to will change. Your job will change, the people who are your friends will change, and I promise soon you will realize about why certain things took place in your past and why God has guided you the way He did. Because you will gain a sense of control over how you want to shape your reality. Now, babes, I hope you learned something new today. And I really hope that I could help you with my content, with what I was saying. And if you have questions, always ask me. And always remember that a woman's greatest strength is her womanhood. Her greatest power is her femininity. And this is something worth striving for, to make your relationships better, to make your life better, and ultimately to make the world a better place. Thank you for listening. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't yet, and let me know if you have any questions.